What's wrong with Holocaust commemoration services? I planned them myself, and I know how hard it is to try and do it effectively, but I go year after year. Now, we're talking about the death of over 6 million Jews. The orchestrated effort by the most powerful nation on the earth to mass murder every Jew living. And there are still people alive who went through that experience, and they have their children and grandchildren, and all the Jewish people mourn it. It is the most sad and solemn experience, certainly in our lifetime, in the last century, and perhaps in all of Jewish history. And yet, all of these services basically have speech after speech after speech after speech, and then this kind of candlelighting ceremony. It's so boring and has no emotional content, virtually none. I don't know what can be done exactly, but it is so unaffecting the emotions. And you're preaching to the choir, because everybody there believes that the Holocaust occurred, is sad about it, knows its meaning, but the vast majority of Jews don't show up. They don't even know it's Holocaust Commemoration Day. They hardly ever think about the Holocaust. Now, there are some efforts to kind of bring it into the home. The National Federation of Jewish Men's Clubs has this program about yellow candles. They're trying to get a yellow candle, a Yortzeit candle that's yellow, into every home. The people would light it and say a prayer, and you can go to the National Federation of Jewish Men's Club website or ask your local conservative synagogue to see if you can get those candles for next Yom HaShoah, Holocaust Day. But still, there's got to be something done. We have a lot of intelligent and informal Jewish educators who understand the power of affective experiential learning. There's got to be, even for adults, there's got to be a better way to try and communicate the message of the Holocaust than sitting through these boring, sorry to say, and I know a lot of people put a lot of hard work into it, but it's like everybody's got to say something, everybody's got to speak. It drones on and on and on with boring speeches. The one I went to, the only thing that affected me emotionally at all was a grandson of 4 Holocaust survivors who spoke about how each one of his 4 grandparents, who are no longer alive, were the only members of the family to survive. And the Israeli Consul General of the area talked about family members of hers who passed away. That made it personal. That made it powerful. But the vast majority of these experiences, and again, I'm guilty too because I've planned them, very difficult to do emotionally, but it has to be done. People have to put thinking into this. Now, this is a larger problem than just Jews, because I go to other events. In fact, I led a Seder. There was a communal Seder sponsored by a lot of organizations, and the people that put it together had to have every single organization speak. And the whole thing was turned into speeches instead of the power and the meaning of the ritual of the Seder. It just happens. There's way too much talking. I know I'm talking at you right now, but there's way too much talking and not enough feeling in the important, powerful things in life. So I just hope that if anybody out there is responsible for planning an event, and certainly an event commemorating the most tragic, horrible situation to ever face humanity and the face of the Jewish people, they'd think about how to make it affective, experiential, and not just a cognitive, speechifying event.